right, if you are feeling depressed, down, demotivated, whatever it is, I made this video just for you. I'm gonna share with you in this video exactly how to get yourself out of the funk, exactly how to keep going, not give up, because I've been there, I was broke, I was depressed, and I was in debt for like 4 years. So I'm gonna share everything that worked for me, and I hope to help you do this. Let's go. Okay, so if you are like I was 6 years ago, broke, depressed, not sure what to do with your life, and in crazy debt, which for me was around $40,000, then I made this video for you. I want to call this the demotivation video, because when you're in the funk, when you're in it, what you don't need is motivation, okay? So I'm not trying to motivate you right now. What I'm trying to give you are the tools and the things that help me get to where I am now, which I got my joy back, I got my life back, finances are starting to come in, and and I am living in a really great place in life. And so I'm also going to share something with you at the end that I think will be like a really valuable gift for you. So here's the deal. The number one thing I learned when I was going through what I would call my wilderness season, where I was burnt out, where I was all of these things, the first thing I learned that helped me make it was that going through this was a privilege. Okay, I had burned myself out, and what I needed was to slow down. My body was telling me, slow down. And I believe God was setting me alone for a season to just be one with Him and learn to grow my faith. So if you're in this, do not seek motivation. It will only prolong your burnout, because you'll be frustrated. So don't seek motivation. I'm all for motivation. I'm not against it. I think there's times where you just need someone to say something that just snaps you out of it. But if you're going through what I went through, what you don't need is another motivation tape. You don't need one of these, male development guys who I love. I think they're awesome and they're needed. You don't need them yelling at you while you go on a run. What you need in this is just one step at a time, and you need stillness, and you need to go slow to go fast. So what does stillness look like? Instead of waking up and wondering, why am I not able to do X, Y, and Z? I think to myself, what's the one thing I need to do today that's gonna be something that I can just knock off the list? It's one thing at a time, and then rest. Now, for everyone out there, you might be like, rest, I don't got time for rest, I got blah, blah, blah. Listen, I had 3 kids. One had just been born. I was depressed. Everything. I needed to go out and make money, but just sending an email felt like crap. It felt impossible. And so I'm not in that season anymore. So much has changed in my life. God has done so much for me in so many ways, financially, emotionally, relationally, just incredible. But if I would have tried to grind my way out of it in the beginning, I would have died. Like, it wasn't working. I tried everything. It was not working. And so it's not going to be a new supplement. It's not going to be a new whatever. It's just going, okay, this is where I am now. It's not where I'm going to be forever, but if it is for forever, I'll make it. I don't know how, but I'll make it. Okay? That's where it starts. And it starts with you dying to self. I know it's a real churchy word, but you're just going like, all right, it's humbling. You just got to humble yourself and go, all of my muscle and all of my strength and everything that I have is not going to get me out of this. It's not going to get me out of this. So I got to figure something else out, because this isn't it. And this is where friends and people that can help you get out of it by just sharing with them. Now, if you're a prideful person, you're not going to tell people that you're suffering. But I had the privilege of serving low-income, single-parent kids, and I got to see their moms ask for things. And I thought, if they can do it, why can't I? They taught me a lesson that if you need help, you need help. What does pride have to do with it? Everyone needs help, okay? So I would encourage you to reach out to people and say, I just need some help. It could be financial, it could be emotional, it could be whatever. But I can tell you the thing that brought life to me was knowing I'm not alone. Third, when you're in stillness, one of the best things that can happen to you is that you look at this place in this season and go, I'm getting my master's degree in overcoming. And so what does that look like? I started reading books. I read books about people that were going through it but made it out, that had been through harder seasons than me but made it out. I read books about people that were in this stillness place. I just read books, and I read the Bible, and it helped. It didn't help immediately, but it did help over time. It built this momentum over time, and I really dug into it. And it was like you were building a domino, and before you know it, when you go in stillness, you go, okay. When you humble yourself and you come to a place of needing help, you go, all right, I need help. People start to lift you up. Then you start to go, okay, how can I better understand where I'm at? Boom, understand where I'm at. Okay, great. Now remember, I was a pastor, so one of the things that brought me a ton of joy was helping others. And so, but there was no one to help. I was the person of help. And you'll be surprised how many people in ministry, in business, they get their pride because they're the helper, but they've never been helped. And that's something that will hold them back in the future, because the opportunities that are out there that you need to get in front of, you're gonna have to ask people to come and help you get into positions that you don't deserve to be in, that could radically change your life. And so in that season, there are often new skills that you have to learn. That's the next thing, new skills. Now, the skills that I learned, I didn't know anything about marketing, direct response marketing. I didn't know any of that, but I was interested. And so I learned it. And that changed everything. It brought opportunities to me years later. But I started studying. I asked my agency friends in the marketing world, what should I read? And they sent me books. They bought me books. And I started reading, learning, experiencing what it looks like to do marketing right. What does all this look like? How does it work? And I failed, and I failed, and I failed, and I failed, and I spent money, and I failed, and then things started to click. Which brings me to the next thing. You cannot fear failure. If there's ever a time to not fear failure, it's when you're going through your down season. Risk. Now, risk responsibly, okay? Risk at things that you know will have a payoff. I'm not saying risk with crypto. I'm not saying risk with financial investments. I'm saying risk with learning, risk with failing towards acquisition of a skill that will help you tremendously, okay? So risk in your learning, risk in trying, risk responsibly, okay? I had to do that. I don't even want to say lost. My investment into learning was in the thousands. And if the reason I felt comfortable with that was because I watched the people around me who had what I wanted, and they had done the same thing. So I knew I was headed in the right direction, okay? Now, the last piece kind of seems like a no-brainer, but when you're in this place where you're down and you feel like you need motivation, work out. You don't have to go crazy in the gym. Go to the gym, but the thing that really changed it for me was buying a wave vest and going on walks on trails. It just helped. Suddenly my brain was operating. I was thinking about things that I could do. I was thinking about opportunities, and my brain just started clicking. And after a few walks, I'd be thinking about people I could call, people to connect with, opportunities to pursue, things to offer. And some of those things worked and some of them didn't. But that walking kind of just got my blood pumping. It got me going. And yeah, there were days where I'm tearing up on the trail because I'm frustrated. But there were days where there were breakthroughs. And so don't give up. Don't give up. Whatever giving up means to you, don't do it. But humble yourself. Open yourself up to help. Build your skills. Get your master's in survival. All right? And then start working out. Now, if you're one of these people, if you're a Christian business leader or a ministry leader, and you're wondering what's next in life, or you're trying to get through that breakthrough, I offer a breakthrough coaching call for free every week, every Monday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern in my school group. So if you want to join that, I'm going to put the link below. I hope to see you in there. Let's